On today's show, a life-changing pandemic leads to a small story of positivity here in Minnesota. We look back at COVID's impact and the appetite of Minnesotans to get outdoors and away.
The phone just rang off the hook.
Hang on tightly as we drop into Whitewater fun right here. And an archery program that appears to be right on target.
Shoot, let go. Good job.
Minnesota Bound, presented by Kettle Water Treatment Systems.
Hi everybody, Bill and I welcome you to Minnesota Bound.
It is so nice to be sitting next to you again without having to wear a mask or social distance.
I know, you're so close to me now, I love it.
I missed you.
Well, it certainly has been a crazy year and a half, and COVID has impacted us all.
Absolutely, but even so, Minnesotans found a way to stick to their outdoor routines.
A little bit of good news for the outdoor industry as well.
The darkest days of the pandemic as the U.S.
In all of the doom and COVID gloom, Minnesota provides a very key coping tool. Life outdoors. We notice people getting outside on fishing opener. Lots of family fishing, like Benita Carruthers and her mother.
I just thought maybe I'd bring her out here and get her back into the routine again. And it's the only thing that really makes her happy.
I'm enjoying this. I told my daughter, even if I don't even catch any fish, I enjoy just sitting down here and watching the people go by and the boats.
But Corrine Neum always seems to be catching.
Look at you!
Hello? I got one.
Minnesota resorts also saw an uptick. Actually, an all-out tidal wave of people looking to get to the lakes and the woods.
You know, we got lucky. It's business, phone keeps ringing and ringing and ringing.
Al Ruzek runs Sunset Cove Resort up on Cass Lake.
And then border closure of Canada. You could tell right every time they did an extension that the phone just rang off the hook.
Looking good enough to eat, that's for sure.
This Wisconsin crew booked and feels lucky to get into Al's place.
When we got here yesterday, they were so full that they're like, oh, are you guys leaving on Thursday? And we're like, no. He's like, oh, let me check the book. And he's like, oh yeah, you're good till Sunday.
They came to fish and hunt.
People have been cooped up in their house. And they get up here and they got fresh air and they can get out and have some open space.
Same story further up north at Voyageurs National Park, where tourists seem all whipped up. Arrowhead Lodge received a long overdue summer upgrade while guests kept the resort's newest owners more than busy.
We're full.
We're full.
We're full. Which was not expected and extremely exciting, crazy, fun, overwhelming.
Howard Jennings visited from New York. COVID could not keep him home.
I kind of got into a quest a few years back to visit all the U.S. national parks. Voyageurs National Park and this beautiful lodge we're staying at, I'm pretty excited.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz proclaimed very early on how important getting exercise and getting outdoors would be to Minnesotans. In the COVID-19 cloud, it seems that people listened.
The bait shop has been out of minnows a lot. People are absolutely up here spending money. And grocery stores have been busy. It really has been kind of a bonanza.
Why not get outside when safely making memories? Let's go fishing. Like this.
Is it a pike? Nice.
This sort of stuff takes us to our so-called happy places.
Yay!
That is a very good thing in trying times.
Amazingly fun. Okay, let's put him back.
The lesson might be this: as a pandemic tightened its grip, Minnesota's natural resources gave us all the opportunity to breathe relief. Hard not to when life gives you perspective that looks like this.
The view's not bad. Yeah.
Coming up next, we drop in on some of Minnesota's gnarliest whitewater. Better keep paddling.
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by Connecticut Water Treatment Systems, North Dakota Tourism, Star Bank, and by All Seasons Garage Door.
If you're looking for a wild outdoor adventure this summer, we found one that you may not expect to see in Minnesota. But fair warning, you're bound to get wet. Life is too short to not take advantage of this summer escapade.
We're gonna have an awesome day on the river, guys. We got some great water.
Big waves on a river? Sandstone, Minnesota has a few.
So we do a tour on the Kettle River right through Banning State Park. It's the section of the Kettle River that everybody talks about. We're going through Dragon's Tooth Rapids. We're gonna hit Hell's Gate.
Intimidating names. Combine that with a rafting tour and you're bound to have a good time.
Hey, hi Laura. Guys, welcome to the raft shop. We'll get you guys some life jackets so we can get this tour started, guys. And make sure they're snugged up tight on the sides, guys. That's what we use to pull you back in the boat if you fall out, so. Got it. We got helmets and life jackets on everybody. I think we're ready to get on the bus now and head up to the river. Load them up, guys. Let's do this. Good.
The ride to Banning State Park is just the start of the fun.
So here, guys, we're gonna do a quick little safety talk before we get on the river. Super important stuff. Number one rule here is the safest place to be is inside of the boat.
10-4 on that.
If something happens and you fall out of the boat, we're gonna roll over to our back, get your toes up out of the water, use our hands to get looking downriver, and then once the river calms down, you can roll over and swim to one of the boats or swim to the shore.
With that advice, we're off.
We're gonna walk the boat into the river, guys.
Along with Scout, the river dog, showing us how it's done.
Good, 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 guys. And one more, go.
Let the river roller coaster begin.
It's a whitewater tour. The section we do has 4 Class 3 rapids in it. The good stuff. And a couple of Class 2s. Paddles ready. 1 forward stroke, go. Good, and 1 more, go. And 1 forward, go. Woo! And 1 more, go. Good, and 2 forward. Woo! And 2 more, go. Nice job, guys. Woo!
The rapids are not the only delight of this tour. The beauty of the Kettle River is in its name.
It's named after the way the geological kettles are carved into the river. And it's really easy to see they're all over the sides of the river. Woo! Great team I have today. Great time we had today.
It's thrill-seeking and natural allure, all wrapped into one.
It was super fun. Who knew that Minnesota had whitewater rafting like this?
Honestly, I didn't know what to expect, and then it blew my mind with how gorgeous it was, the scenery, but also the rapids. It was fun, it was intense at times, but overall, it was just awesome.
And we had, Scout in the raft too. That helped out.
Totally helped out.
Tony and Scout, guiding and riding river waves, inviting you to join the thrill all summer long.
It's such a beautiful tour. It's just great to get people out and seeing what beautiful places we have here in Minnesota.
I love that. Still ahead, we visit a garden focused on getting kids outdoors. But first, Three Rivers Parks helps grow passion for archery.
Nice shot, Sam.
Closed captioning provided by Treasure Island Resort and Casino.
Up next, Travis Frank heads to the archery range, where Three Rivers' outdoor program appears to be right on target.
When COVID-19 forced schools to cancel youth sports, something unexpected happened.
I like yours. Thanks. I like shooting and stuff like that. Shooting's really fun.
Kids traded bats and balls for bows and arrows.
Nice shot, Sam.
One child after another joined the game. My boys included.
Pretty cool. Everyone's here today to shoot, isn't it? It's a good bonding exercise and it's therapeutic. Oh, that was a great shot.
Clear, clear, clear. So close. Good thing I didn't split them.
So this is Carver Park, or the Carver Archery Range.
Chad Hollenbeck manages Carver Park's archery program.
So I'm an outdoor teacher. This is my classroom.
His classroom has seen a participation spike thanks to COVID-19.
I think it's great. We can do it outside. We can space our targets. Whoa! This is open to anyone.
Anyone that shoots safely and likes to have fun.
It's actually really exciting to see how many young kids are getting into it.
Ashley Wickenhauser's daughter jumped at the chance to get a bow and shoot with her friends.
I loved the camaraderie between them as they were talking back and forth.
Oh, it fell. Shoot, let go. Good job.
It's a family thing, and I think that's so important now, especially in these times that we are finding ways to connect our family.
Okay guys, here's your targets.
A few miles down the road at Cabin Fever Sporting Goods, Jeff Byrne specializes in outfitting archers.
Let's get on there, go ahead and shoot. Very good. We've seen a huge increased amount of families getting into the archery.
Jeff does his best to keep up with the high demand.
Aim and shoot. Very good. We're lucky the bows have been good supply, but some of the accessories have been tough to get a hold of. Okay, so again, 3 fingers. Corner of your mouth, thumb over your pinky, very good. Aim, and flick your finger. Nice.
One arrow at a time, Jeff builds confidence by teaching shooting fundamentals.
And shoot. Another bullseye. Whew. The neat thing was, kids would buy bows, and as their parents would watch them shoot, I should get back into this, because if they're shooting, why aren't I doing it?
That's exactly why Luke DeBoer joined his kids and bought his first bow.
The more that these two or any of these kids see other kids into it, it's almost like it's contagious, right? So it's a pretty fun thing to see, especially when the alternatives are sitting down and watching TV or playing video games. And we're all entering this with the same skill level too.
After shooting warm-ups at the stationary range, Chad Hollenbeck leads us to Carver Park's 3D course.
And we have a really unique walkthrough range, so you can actually walk along the trail, and there's targets and stations, shooting stations along that trail. The top number is this station number. Remember we said there's 9, so that's station 1. Then we have a 10, a 20, a 30, and a 40-yard target to shoot from. One shooter at a time, and you can shoot 1 or 2 arrows only.
Gobble, gobble, gobble. If I'm shooting turkey, I go for the breast. If I'm shooting deer, I go for the chest. Shoot it.
Nice.
I think it's fun to shoot my bow because I can shoot it and you can keep on practicing and practicing, and then soon you can get some deer.
Only time will tell where these shots lead. Right now, they're keeping families connected and learning new skills.
Yep, take your time now. Hit.
At Carver Park's archery range, the effects of a pandemic can't be missed. COVID-19 made archery cool with the kids.
Straight ahead, we get outdoors and into a very special city garden.
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by the Minnesota DNR, Pearson Salted Nut Roll, Coors Light, and by Totem Resorts, the premier destination for world-class fishing.
Up next, the story of a city garden project aimed at feeding people and getting kids outdoors.
Grab that bucket right there, pour the water that's inside that bucket onto that basil. See the basil sticking up?
This small North Minneapolis garden gets plenty of TLC.
A typical day always starts with weeding. See, it's so much easier to pull these weeds when the soil is wet.
People come not just to work, but to relax.
The garden is a way to think outside the box when it comes to healing.
And to explore their creative sides.
Listening to drums, listening to different instruments. Stretching, doing, yogic exercises.
Queen Fry's garden, her outdoor dream.
That's what I see here. We're not just growing food for the nourishment of our bodies, but it's really for the nourishment of our minds.
Queen's Way to help grow a healthier community.
We don't have a lot of access to produce here in the North Minneapolis. I wanted to grow fresh produce and introduce that more to this community.
And also about getting kids outdoors.
All of that.
Queen invites a lot of kids to help. Her daughter, Jemiah, finds garden days relaxing.
It's very therapeutic. I feel like when you garden, it takes your mind away from everything else, just like how drawing or listening to music takes away your mind from the world.
Queen's son, Jemichael, mostly likes to see his hard work sprout.
It was actually exciting because the last 2 times we tried to plant them, they didn't grow. So just to see them growing, it's pretty fun.
Volunteers pick the veggies.
We have collard greens, we have kale, broccoli, zucchini, beans, we have basil, which smells so good.
Then they go right back into the neighborhoods.
To me, I feel like we're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You're getting locally grown produce into the kitchens of families that need to be introduced to fresh foods, fresh produce. You're also minimizing how long of a distance you have to go to get to this type of food.
It all begins with seeds and a shovel.
Once you start getting in the soil and you watch the food grow, like you have a different appreciation for nature. You have a different appreciation for where your food comes from.
And an understanding of the gift Queen Fry grew, both for this community and most importantly, these kids.
There are our future leaders. I can't stress that enough. You never know what types of seeds you're planting. But it's good for them to be outside so that they can move their bodies and develop these relationships with the earth.
Don't forget, if you'd like to learn more about our outdoor adventures, we have the Minnesota Bound podcast, the stories behind the stories.
Well, that about does it for us. Until next week, don't forget to introduce a kid to the great outdoors.
Transportation provided by Premier Transportation. Call 1-800-899-7433. To get more Minnesota Bound, including full episodes, go to mnbound.com. And to follow our latest adventures, like us on Facebook.